This is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Chola Sediaren, as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munchin' with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
What's poppin' and welcome to Popcorn with Chola Sediaren, your stop for all things pop, where we talk about all things pop culture here in the Philippines and syempre the rest of the world. I have a literal army with me right now, and you can see our shrine if you're watching the live feed. You can see a literal shrine of kakagaling lang natin ng South Korea like 2 weeks ago for our Crash Landing on You episode, but we're back this week. Before that, of course, I'll talk about my co-hosts for the day, the army that have arisen for this episode. So welcome Rina, Cams, Gabby, Meg, and Lissa. Hello.
Hi.
Yourselves. So introduce yourself. Yeah. So si Rina and Cams are my blockmates. Gabby's my course mate, and Lissa also, and Meg's also from Ateneo. So it's all Ateneo. It's all another Atenean episode. Still sauce, yeah. And they're all army.
Yeah.
Ateneo Army.
Ateneo. May squad yata kayo.
Army Ateneo chapter.
Ateneo Army GC.
So yeah, this is our first ever K-popcorn episode. I will call it that now since it's all about K-pop. So coming off of our Crash Landing on You episode 2 weeks back, now we're heading to K-pop territory with none other than BTS.
Yes!
Woo! And dahil I'm just a baby army, I'm not super into the world yet. I'm on the surface level. Of course, I have the real army behind me to help me talk about this, and it's more of like kind of experimental takeover ng mga fans, because this is a show where we have fans speak about what they love and it brings fans together, and that's exactly what we're doing today with BTS. So ayun, kamusta kayo after the blitz of all the BTS releases for the latest
Are
album?
we even alive?
That's the better
Very overwhelmed.
Like, sobrang jam-packed schedule and wow, we're booked and busy.
There was a surprise MV released pa last, what was that, Monday?
Yeah.
Monday?
I have my thoughts, joke.
That's it.
Somewhere
I have my
last
thoughts.
week.
I might get bashed for that joke.
Kasi ever since the start of the year, for every day there's been BTS content.
Mm-hmm.
They even released a comeback schedule, which should have like
Been over.
but then boom, biglang may movie.
Oh, so tapos na dapat yung schedule.
Yeah.
But then
As in,
The last on schedule was yung second MV ng On.
Oh, well, kasi in general, even not talking about BTS, like K-pop, the music industry of K-pop really amazes me. Well, working in the OPM
Yeah.
industry
Yeah.
and comparing it, I kind of feel sad about what I'm doing with my life. I mean, professionally, parang wow, they're also prepared, basically.
Yeah.
The music videos make me so sad because they're so nice. I mean,
Yes.
we're doing our best. I'm sure all of, not just my label, but all the other labels are doing their best to like create the best output. But like, wow, the Koreans are setting a real great standard, not just for music, but also just pop culture in general, and bringing it to the world. But yun nga, back to that. I mean, yun nga, may schedule and it's done.
Yeah, but then again, I think this is the first time that BTS did something like a schedule. Kasi parang K-pop din, wala lang ganun.
Yeah.
Like, they don't release singles or like lead titles.
Yeah.
Pag
Only
if
lately.
they only set a comeback date and everything album and
It's secret na.
Yeah.
It's
all
parang
It's just a surprise.
Only lately have they started.
before,
Lately lang sila
they don't
nag-release na.
release schedules on the music video.
You just wait for 11 p.m.
Oo.
And
12
something yung
PST,
papa.
so
Yeah.
11 PM here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
medyo, I think,
It's a whole new game.
Oo.
Yeah.
Because I think they mixed both they mixed
Yeah.
the Western promotional strategy with
yeah.
the
Oh,
Korean one. So that's why
okay.
they released singles before the music video or before
Album.
the actual
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Because before it's just like, oh, here's the
Teaser.
comeback teaser, and
With a
then
date.
Yeah, with a date, and then the next thing you're gonna get is
Music video.
the music
And the
Concept
album.
photos.
And not just BTS is doing that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Even like
everyone's-
NCT has
Yeah.
done that, and everyone else
Yeah.
yata talaga.
Parang ang recently lang nagsimula din yung highlight reels, mga highlight medleys,
Yeah.
na I think last year or
Yung mga
was it
100
last
seconds,
year? Yeah,
yun ba
yung
yun?
mga
Yeah. Where they just play clips of each
Clips
song.
of
On the record, we copied that. Yeah, we have 172 seconds for our.
Oh.
It's for our
Yeah, that's a good idea.
mustard
Yeah.
music.
To set
We're trying to.
expectations.
Yeah. It's more like a medley of
Yeah.
showing your catalog than
Yeah.
like showing a full song. But anyway, BTS, of course, if anyone's not yet familiar with them,
Out of the rock.
who would want to say like a short parang intro 101 on BTS?
Namjoon.
What does, I mean, to those who aren't familiar, what does BTS even mean, stand for? It's Bangtan
Sonyeondan.
It's
May kanta pa yata kayo kanina. Ano yun? Is it a chant? You have to say it.
Dan.
Sonyeondan.
Back. Anyway.
Sino ba? Or Namjoon?
We have a Bible here. They brought a lot of their merch. The Funko Pops are actually mine. But there's like a Bible of what was Gabi was saying something kanina.
Oh no, well these are just these books that are here are mostly just written by
Journalists.
by like journalists and like
Professionals.
actual, like, educated people who
Educated people. We're all educated here.
People with PhD.
people with PhDs are
On
like,
BTS?
We'll get there later.
Psychology. and
so
whatever.
they found the phenomenon of BTS so interesting that they
Compelling.
decided to write about it, and they published books on it. So they're from the academe, that type of
Yeah.
discourse. So it's like, ooh, okay, very useful.
So are we gonna expect a book from you also, Gabi? One of these
One
days.
day, maybe.
Si Gabi kasi is also a writer. Rina's a writer. Cams. We're all in the entertainment industry in a sense. Maybe you can talk about that a bit also, so the listeners can be familiar. Yeah, you can promote and like talk about what you do, so they understand where we're coming from.
But
Let's go ahead. I mean, yeah. Okay. So who wants to start in introducing BTS?
Intro crash course.
Yeah,
Okay.
crash course.
Crash
lang.
course. BTS stands for Bangtan Sonyeondan. The cringe original meaning for it in English was Bulletproof Boy Scouts. And recently, when they debuted in American markets, they rebranded to Beyond the Scene.
Okay.
And then the fandom is called ARMY. K-pop have this thing na if you're a group or a famous celebrity, your fans have to have a name, and that's how you grow your
Like
parang,
just one name.
yes.
Yeah, it's
And
part-
not just like
Yes.
kunwari sa Philippines, you have different fan
fan
groups
groups.
per person,
Yeah.
right? But here it's like
the
It's-
agencies come up now with the name.
the name.
An
Okay.
official
Or you
name.
can vote on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's part of the branding na. Even the name and the color of the fan. So like
Yeah.
it's usually
Mm.
like what they use for the light stick or whatever. So that's
That's
what
K-pop.
That's K-pop.
K-pop.
And
That's
so-
how very
We should probably have a K-pop crash course episode one of these
yeah.
days, since BTS is a very, I mean, in and itself,
On
it's
its own.
like
Yeah.
a big
Yes.
topic. Na, I mean,
Yes.
we can go on and on about the K-pop
Yeah.
phenomenon. One of these days,
Okay,
let's
one of
make
these
that
days.
happen. But yun nga, ARMY, what does it mean also? Does ARMY have a meaning?
Yes.
Unfortunate. Adorable
Representatives
representatives.
MC for you.
So we just call
ourselves army because
This
this really
is-
cringy.
Siguro connected din sa bulletproof
Yeah.
Boy
Yeah.
Scouts. And
Kasi may
Yeah.
Boy
Army.
Scouts.
Their old
Yeah.
logo was like a
Bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, here, somewhere
It's
here.
there.
It's kind
If you wanna
of it's
see.
kind of Judge.
This
Oh,
one.
okay. And then the new logo, what does it mean?
It's like a
It's a
door.
door.
It's doorways.
So it's like a doorway into the world.
And the
ganun.
army yung inverted.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Beyond this.
yeah.
Okay.
Opening beyond, and then armies are like wings or
Yeah.
something like that.
Something.
Oh,
Okay.
And they debuted in June 13.
June 13, 2013.
2013.
Okay.
They debuted as a hip hop
Hip-hop group.
So
Originally,
that's why there's MC in the fans.
Okay.
just learned.
This is a very educational episode for those who are
Came
not
from
aware.
a small label,
Yes.
which is a big
Label now. I mean,
small
big-
then.
Small
Small
then
then,
now
Which is
because
big
a
deal.
subsidiary, I think, of JYP, which is a bigger label. But yeah, there's still a separate, smaller, like a really small.
so they're not completely JYP at all.
No,
no.
absolutely
Yeah.
separate.
Okay.
And originally, they are 7 in the group. So si
Go.
Kim Namjoon or
Jun.
RM is the leader. And then
Kim
He learned
Seok-ji.
English through watching Friends. I know that.
he raps. And
He-
he was the first one.
First member.
First member.
Yeah,
First member
scouted.
got scouted.
Um,
Next was
Yoongi.
Yoongi.
The next to get scouted was Min Yoongi, who was
Suga.
Suga, who auditioned for Big Hit hip hop.
Yeah.
RM and Namjoon and Yoongi were in the underground rap scene. That's how they kind of vaguely knew each other. But Namjoon was big in the underground rap scene, along with who's the other?
Supreme.
Supreme.
No, I don't know.
No, the other from B2B. Zico. Zico. Block B. Sorry.
Zico.
Oops. Anyway, so that's how Namjoon got scouted, and then he became the first member. And then Bang PD Nim, the producer, CEO, and
Of Big Hit.
producer of Big Hit, built the concept of BTS around
Them too.
Namjoon.
Yeah, him being a
Just
rapper.
him.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
Namjoon. And then, so the second member to get scouted was Yoongi, Suga. And then the third was J-Hope, Jung Hosok,
Yeah.
who's mainly in underground dancing.
Yeah.
And then after that was Jungkook and Jin.
Yeah.
Jungkook is the youngest.
John Jungkook
Manghae.
did got featured in a talent show
Yun.
for an audition. Parang teens would go there and audition, and then hopefully by the end of it they
Someone
get
picks them.
scouted by agencies.
Uh-huh.
The show. Yeah.
Jungkook got 7 calling cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
7 calling
But
cards.
he chose Big Hit.
And he chose Big Hit
Why?
because he's so he's so Namjoon.
Namjoon is cool.
It's amazing. And
Kasi at that time Namjoon and Yoongi, other members, trainees from Big Hit were producing their own content
Okay.
na, and then something like SoundCloud, parang
Yeah,
ganun.
yeah.
And then Jungkook saw, so he was like,
He's like, he's so cool.
I want it.
So he joined Big Hit instead of all the other companies that tried to scout him.
Bigger
were bigger
companies.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Jin.
Jin.
Kim Seok-jin.
Kim Seok-jin was going to
Rina's already
university.
like,
My boy.
Biases release here.
Maybe later.
Yeah.
maybe later.
He's the oldest.
He's
and
the oldest.
He was
Visual.
he was studying acting in college.
Oh, okay.
He was-
He was scouted in a bus stop
Oh, okay.
He's really good looking.
because he's
Yeah.
really
He got
a
scouted for his
visual overload.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But then he
Worldwide
was
handsome.
offered before na from other agencies, but
He ran away because
He
he
ran
thought
away.
it was a scam.
Yeah. But for some reason, like he
He-
chose
yeah.
Big Hit.
Mhm.
And then after Jin,
Taeyong.
Kim Taeyong or V.
Yeah.
He went to so Big Hit was
Oh, yeah,
holding
yeah.
these auditions
Uh-huh.
in across Korea. One of them was in Daegu, where Yoongi and Taeyong were. His classmate tells him, Taeyong, I'm going to audition. Come with me for moral support. Kim Taeyong goes.
And he gets chosen.
On the spot, spontaneously auditions.
Yeah.
Gets scouted. His friend knows.
So what does his friend feel about all of this?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Are they still friends?
We hope they're
We
still
hope
friends.
they're friends.
And then the last to get scouted was Jimin, Park Jimin. He is from Busan, and he studied contemporary dance. He was in contemporary dance when he auditioned for Big Hit. So medyo big.
Hit. Joke.
There was a big sharp learning curve if you think about it. Na he went from contemporary to
Hip hop.
and he had
And I mean, coming from this story of how they were formed, it really became a big hit, literally. I mean,
Yes.
it's really a story of parang the roots and like how they're really small and nobody knows what Big Hit is, nobody knows who these people are.
Yeah.
And now they're like the biggest.
Yeah.
If,
Yeah.
Are they the they are the biggest.
Yeah,
the biggest boy band in the world.
In the
Period.
world.
Yeah, I mean, after kasi the end of One Direction, that kind of
Yeah.
slowed down
Yeah.
the whole boy
Boy
band,
band.
Yeah.
white boy band phenomenon.
boy.
Yes.
And in terms of pop at the time, like when they rose, like in 2017, when they went to the Billboard Music Awards, there was like a lull in terms of Western pop acts. Like Taylor Swift wasn't making music, or she wasn't as active.
People hated her, that's why.
Yeah, that too.
That's the period of people
hated
hating her.
Yeah,
That's
that was
the Reputation era.
before the
Yeah.
Reputation era, because Billboard Music Awards was like Feb. I think.
Yeah.
And then, or earlier that year, and then One Direction was broken up.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber
Yeah.
was out of.
Justin
Out of
Bieber was
commission.
Justin Bieber.
out of culture.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, so like there was, if you think about it, there was no big.
Ah.
Hit.
Let's just call this a big hit episode.
Coming, yeah, in the West. So like, and at that time they were really getting big around the world. Yeah, so they kind of filled that void that people had for like, aside from boy bands, pop music in general.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And even in Korea, right? Parang in K-pop in itself, they were being lauded for having more social lyrics or something that's
Yeah.
more
Yes.
socially relevant
Yeah.
as
Yes.
compared to other
Yeah.
mga
Yeah.
groups.
So
Yeah.
when they started out, like when they debuted, their songs were very
Social
very
justice,
angry,
very
angry.
yes.
Very us
angry.
against the
Um,
system.
Yes.
Yeah, against the system. One of their their first few songs that was like no
No more.
N-O,
And
Oh,
which actually
N-O.
means no offense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the music video for that was like basically them
In
kind
a
of
dystopian,
in a dystopian society, like kind
in a
of
classroom.
a classroom, and then
Yun
they,
yung iconic uniforms,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They all look the
That's
same.
With the red pill, they have to swallow.
Okay.
it's a commentary on how the education system
In
Korea
is
is like
very
Strict.
cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yes.
because if you watch the drama Sky Castle,
Yeah.
Yes.
because Sky Castle is like another commentary, because Sky means the top 3 universities in Korea. And then so like they mentioned that also in
The lyrics
NO,
song.
in the lyrics of NO, there's a
In
lyric that's
Seoul to the sky.
yeah, to the sky, and by
Yeah.
sky that literally means the
Seoul
the top 3
University.
universities.
What's the other
So
one?
the song was
Yongsan.
very on the nose about
Yong-
like
Yongbuk.
critical commentary on the educational system, and
Like,
which is like
Yonsei.
very risky, especially since they were a small label, and the fact that what is this like the fact that they were a small label and it's like not typical to
talk about
talk
those
about these
issues.
things, especially since the industry could be very conservative, and still they were a hit. They
Yeah.
weren't like blacklisted, that kind of thing.
And they are where they are now today.
Yes.
Because
And
of
they continue to do that with their lyrics.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, over
It's
the
not a BTS album without a socially
Yeah.
Relevant.
relevant song.
Yeah.
when you read the lyrics talaga, you'll see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it means.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
ooh.
part then of it was very apt for BTS, for a group like BTS, to get this global sensation because meron ng internet, and then there are translators who do live translations of the lyrics. So it's easier to get the messages across.
Yeah.
And then they talk about these kinds of things that are very universal. So everybody relates even more. And I think that's that's a huge contribution to what got them so big right now.
And also because everyone is very angry right now.
That's true. That's true.
I've noticed that their popularity, especially in the West, parang it started 2017.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, 2017 was the time when
After
there was
Trump.
social unrest
Yeah.
all over the world,
World,
like
yeah.
Trump, Brexit, Duterte.
Hindi niya masabi yung pangalan.
Popular din ng BTS sa South American countries, especially
Yeah.
like Brazil, which is
Yes,
Yeah.
Brazil.
So, parang, they are giving what we need, the world needs.
Mhm.
Parang, even Namjoon said at conference, parang,
What conference?
this,
The UN.
the press
He went to the UN conference.
Different
Oh,
din
the-
yan, but like the press con, kasi
For
it's
personal.
always the question, like, why do you think you're so big?
Yeah.
They don't parang brag about it naman, but like, he said na maybe it's because what they tackle is like the zeitgeist, like the sign of the times. It's what like we need.
And compared to other
Yeah.
artists in
Oo.
K-pop or generally
Yeah.
that
In general,
General.
are
then,
just more like
And-
contained about what they talk
Yeah.
about.
And
Most
it's not
artists,
only their message, kasi hindi lang sila medium, sila mismo yung message. Kasi
The medium is the message.
yes.
Anong
Bring out
theory
that
yun?
like when before, like ako, I wasn't really into K-pop, and I was
Si Cams yung pinaka-OG sa block
sa
namin.
black. Like guilty ako dati na parang binabash ko yung mga
Si Cams,
Okay.
joke. Binabash mo si Cams.
Si Cams. Ano ba yan, K-pop. Tapos parang, first, ito na ba yung part na mag-introduce?
Yeah, we can introduce now. Let's coming from the bigger picture.
Okay.
Let's get a bit more personal about it, and let's
Okay.
talk about the awakening of how they became ARMY. Maybe I can start because I'm just like
Okay.
a baby
Yes.
and I don't really have much to explain. Ako kasi parang, I've seen my blockmates listen to it a lot. Even in my office, I have an office mate, si George, before na he's really into K-pop and he appeared in one TV show, a contest or something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not a K-pop thing, but like an invention or something. I don't know how to explain it. But parang at the tail end of his leaving the office, I heard Idol yata, I think Idol, and then that just kind of got me into it, the visual of Idol and the whole, diba the illusions and everything, the colors. And the dance also. And that last part in the video where there were
Idol?
so many people in
The
Idol.
Fallon?
No,
no,
the music video. The band, the last part of Idol.
Yeah.
Yung maraming tao. I was like, wow, I was so...
What is
And then I just kind of started trickling from there. I mean, right now, it's not the biggest thing. I have so many fandoms at this point. But, yun, parang, I just started listening to... BTS talaga yung pinaka gateway ko, I can say, to listening to K-pop in general. Because now I listen to pretty much all the main groups and even the smaller groups. But BTS, I guess that's my pinaka. That's why they're special because they're my starting point also. And then parang randomly lang, we were talking about it kanina, the movie, Burn the Stage, the movie.
Yes.
I just wanted to see what it was about, but I didn't really understand it when I watched the movie. Pero yun, since then I've been kind of listening to them more, especially nung Persona, because I really like the Persona
Yes.
mini. Is it a mini album or an album?
It's an
EP? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many labels for the
K-pop album.
K-pop albums. May mini album, EP din pala, and my anyway. But I really like Persona. Boy with Love also was really nice, and then they came up with Funko Pops. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy them.
So you got the whole thing.
So I got the whole set, and yeah, I mean, it's really more on that, and I enjoy watching their performances and all the things, especially yung carpool karaoke recently. That was a really good episode, and that's how I chose my bias.
Okay, wait, so who is your
Rena's
bias?
so happy kasi si Jin.
Sok Jenny.
Oh, yeah.
So, kasi that episode really brought me in.
Yeah.
Kasi for the knowing BTS for like 2 years,
Yeah.
like I was like, okay, I somehow can't distinguish their faces yet, except J-Hope and RM because they're more distinct compared to the others who look more alike. And then nung after Carpool Karaoke, okay, I think I have my choice.
I have made the choice.
Okay, so kayo na kasi mas marami kayong kwento about.
Well, ako, I wasn't into K-pop until like 2018. And then the UN speech was all over my TL.
Yes.
So parang ako, from a very siguro prejudiced perspective, like learning about a K-pop group being in a UN, and I thought, it's a big deal. They must be doing something good. So I watched it and I liked what I saw. Sobra siyang Philo, Theo approved. Ganun. Love yourself. It was about love yourself, and I think I might have tried.
Wow.
But after that, so I decided to check them out sa YouTube. I first saw the Idol performance on Fallon. Tapos they were so good. Kasi live.
Yun ba yung black and white? And then Stephen Colbert.
No, that's
The Boy with Love.
Oh, wait, okay.
Yung
I
Fallon,
confused
yung
them.
colorful
Yeah.
suits.
Okay.
And they were so good. And then
The camera work was so
the camera was so good. And then they were singing live. That was really what
Yeah.
impressed me the
Yes.
most. And with that choreo. But I stopped. I didn't watch anymore because I know na, shucks.
It's a black hole.
I was in denial.
Fall into it.
But
1
I
year
kept
later.
going back to it. And
Yeah.
the song stuck in my head. Tapos, parang that weekend ata, they released Waste It On Me. Tapos randomly lang siya nag-play sa Spotify. Like, I liked it. I realized na it's them. So I told my roommate, si Kita, na army. Sabi ko,
Buong room na nila naging army.
sabi ko like, ala Kita, it's like they're telling me to waste my time on them. Tapos sabi niya,
You're not wasting
Treat
any
me like
time.
a hama.
tapos
Take me
sabi
to a new.
niya, they're a good thing to waste time on. Tapos she recommended 2 songs.
Which were...
Paradise and Tomorrow.
Oof.
Parang, parang she knew me kasi. Parang I think that's why she recommended that. So thank you, Kita.
Hi, Kita.
So I listened to Paradise. Like, I was body rolling to it.
Wow.
Such a good song.
Tas nang binasa ko yung lyrics, sis.
Sobrang sa...
Sobrang
Every time.
cathartic experience
Yes.
siya.
Start to cry.
As in, like, iyak
Sad pop.
siya. And then, tomorrow pa, like, boom, wala. Like, after
Yes.
tomorrow, parang I decided na talaga na I'm a fan na. So, after that, I watched the compilation videos.
After that, she spiraled from there.
And I love them more kasi yung mga behind nila, yung mga
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes, they're so endearing.
The BTS.
Mga BTS ng
It's so
BTS.
hard not to love them. So,
Yeah.
it all, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in
Now you're
Bangtan
here.
Sondan shit for life. No?
Yeah.
After that.
Pretty much.
Camps.
Me, I was a fan when... Actually, before the Young Forever era. Parang I knew... The first song I heard
We have this
was
album
Boy
here,
in
right?
Love. Boy in
Boy
Love.
in
Tapos
Love.
parang-
Boy in love. Mali pala.
Pero kasi parang I was... parang na-pull ako ng more on the performance. Hindi siya...
Because Cams
super
herself
deep,
is a
yeah.
performer.
Exactly.
Yes.
So parang it's more of the performance first before I really fell into their message, to their lyrics. Parang when I saw them perform live yung Boy in Love, ganyan, parang super galing kasi. Like,
Yeah, their skill is
they're
like...
really
Yeah.
can
You
sing.
can't compare
Talaga.
it to anyone else
Yeah.
for me.
Parang, parang they have this charm. Kasi I'm the type of person who didn't really have favorites before. So parang, when I got into BTS, parang they're my first favorite ever. So parang all my time were put into watching BTS stuff and ganyan. So, yun, parang, I think, nakaka-attract sila. It depends sa person. Parang they attract their fans depending on what you want. They offer a lot of things. Parang you can be attracted to their performances, you can be attracted to their message, you can be attracted
Their
to their
faces.
personalities, their faces. But sobrang after you fell for them talaga, parang
You'd explore all those
Yes.
other reasons
you'll
why
love
other
them
people
even
like them.
more.
Okay.
Parang once you get to know them,
There's
you'll love
no
them
going
even
back.
more. There's no going back.
Yeah,
And
it's really no.
you're really in the
And you'll love
BTS
yourself.
boat forever.
You love them and
And sino
yourself.
yung bias ni
Yes.
Cams?
OT7 now. Parang I started with Tay.
What's OT7?
OT7 is
Everyone?
Everyone.
Okay.
Because I really can't pick. Like,
Parang OTP pero
oo, parang 1
7.
true pair. Yeah,
Pero 7
parang
sila.
Parang I really can't pick. Natatawa nga ako because at times when I save pictures of them, parang I always, when I see, kunwari, one photo shoot photo of Tay, I need to find all the 7 members before I save one. Parang I need to complete everyone before I save this specific photo from this specific ballad. So parang ganun, parang, and akala ko, parang it's surprising na sometimes I say na OT7 nga, ganyan-ganyan. Parang a lot of people have their own biases, ganyan-ganyan. Parang konti lang yung when they ask, parang who's your bias? Tapos parang I say OT7, parang but I also have who's your bias? Because everyone's OT7 naman. Yeah. But I recently met someone in Korea, si Dia. So parang
It was so random.
It was
the
so
way we
random
met.
talaga.
Kasi we went to the concert last year.
Yeah.
And then we were in Nami waiting for a bus. Tapos I put my concert ticket sa
Phone.
transparent case. So I was holding this up lang, and then the girl beside us was like, "You also watch? You also went?" Tapos Pinay siya. So
Yeah.
the chances.
Yeah. Tapos
So
parang
yun.
nung tinanong namin siya, parang sabi niya, I like the, sa BT21 characters, I like Chimmy. But that doesn't, parang, so people think I like Jimin, but I'm really OT7. So parang, oh, me too. I relate. Parang ganon. So parang, it's nice.
And B221, for those who do not know, is their like
Characters.
Characters. Yeah, who are really cute. I like Jimmy also.
And
And
now they recently
now RJ.
released yung BT21 babies. Oof.
What does that mean?
Super cute. They're
baby versions.
Of the
It's a whole
Yun.
business model.
Yes.
that
The
we
West
could never.
Truly.
Ngayon may babies na rin sila.
may family pa yan.
Oh my God.
May backstory sila.
Story sila, which they made.
Di ba may
also.
series of shorts din siya sa YouTube?
It's a whole. It's for.
It's its own universe.
It's BTS merch for those who don't know BTS or are not fans, but
Yes.
like can still pay for it.
And then they'll get reeled
Which is
into
not
BTS
us.
through
Kind of the point, I think.
Even those na hindi fans, they really buy BT21 stuff because it's really cute.
Or even for fans, because parang some before they get shamed for being a fan if they have like merch na of sobrang obvious.
Yeah.
It's
So,
low-key kasi
It's
na.
with the BT21 like wala.
But it still gives you the same
it's also
rush.
a beacon to find other people
Yeah.
who are into BTS.
without being too
Yeah,
like
as in,
outright.
No,
You'll see a ponytail. You'll see the interviewer of Park Seo-joon with the tata pen. And then Park Seo-joon is like, oh, you're a BTS fan? Oh, yes.
that really happened.
And you'll see Gabby's earrings.
No, but if it's BT21, because like it's really not so obvious. So it's not. It's
It's
not
just
like their
cute
faces,
characters,
It's just like cute characters. And then there's a funny story because that we me and Hannah. Another,
Hi, Hannah.
Yes, another person. another army. Another army. Like we were in the airplane flying back from Seoul after watching an awards show, the Melon Music Awards, and then she had her RJ keychain on her bag. She was hanging it. She was putting her bag in the cabin, the overhead cabin, and then someone suddenly said, "Happy birthday!" Because it was also the birthday of Jin,
Oh,
one of
okay.
the members. So as in the girl who was in the plane saw the RJ keychain and was like, "Oh, her bias is probably Jin." And she was like, "Happy birthday!" So it's like,
It's really nice. Pero before we proceed to the rest of the
Yes,
stories, let's talk about what we were talking about na being ashamed of being into K-pop, because it's the whole thing. Like, why do we, for me, parang why do you have to be ashamed of the thing you like? I mean, I guess there's a lot of stigma within the Philippines or
it's a
That's a song.
yeah, and
Solo song.
syempre, diba, parang right now it's more accepting than it was before, but like how do you approach this kind of, you know, the stigma or like being proud of being an ARMY or K-pop fan?
I think before, kasi diba I started, parang 4th year college or 3rd year, ganyan. So parang before I was really lang low-key, parang I was showing you Spring Day.
Nanood pa ako ng isang video.
Oo, parang trying to
that's-
attract a lot of people by showing the visuals, ganyan-ganyan. Pero hindi yung parang putting it out there na parang, oh, you need to listen to this, ganyan-ganyan. Parang, it's more of if you want to listen, I can show you this, but I'm not really forcing you to listen, parang ganun. So I think parang before kasi it's more of like you're just enjoying it for your own self, like I'm just doing my thing, and then now parang it's more yun nga, mas kaya mo na siyang maging proud about being a K-pop fan in general.
Yeah, and like, because I became a K-pop fan when I was like in second year high school or something, and at the time I was ashamed of it. Because like, second year high school, I don't know. A long time ago.
2012.
Yeah, I think 2012. But I would hide it.
That was the second wave pa, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, second
I
gen.
got into
Second
like
gen.
Super Junior first, or like Girls Gen, and then like EXO and stuff.
Yes.
But like at the time, I don't know why, but K-pop was kind of associated to like being Jejemon or whatever.
Or weird.
Or weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like a totally different language, so people think, oh, why do you listen to this when you don't understand it? So I would hide it. But then later on, I just kind of stopped caring. Like, okay, I listen to what I listen to because I like it. And now that it's big and a lot of people get into it, they were also the people who like would judge it before. So there's some kind of like, it kind of feels off for me sometimes when people who used to bash it would be like, oh, I like Blackpink now, you know, Blackpink in your area or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also like, it's okay because like at least I can
not
relate to these people more now and they don't bash it anymore.
And you can see how people evolved now.
Yeah, they're
how
like
they-
more
yeah.
accepting of it.
Growth.
Yeah, and they don't really care now. Oh, it's in a different language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Character development. So
And especially because I mean BTS is because they're worldwide and stuff, and they're charting in the West. They're on all of these Western
And they
TV shows.
like fuel Korea's economy. How?
yeah.
What's
They're like
the
something
amount?
1 point.
Three.
It's a really big percentage for
big
one group.
percentage.
Yeah.
It's reached trillion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trillion won.
Trillion.
That's
For one
crazy.
group to have that much impact
And
on an entire
they've
country's economy.
impacted Downy sales.
Yeah.
And,
Just
car
by talking
sales.
about certain products, we actually learned this in class, in pop culture, Korean pop culture class. Like sometimes when an idol or even in a show, when they show a product or talk about a product, that thing will go, it will get sold out like the day after they mention it. So like Downy with Jungkook, my bias. So yeah, stuff like that happens.
And
in
ano yung
K-pop.
car? There was a car also na
Hyundai
pre-orders.
Palisade. Yeah. I was looking at Hyundai cars recently with my family and I was like, can we get that Palisade? But it's like the most expensive thing on the list. So I was like, okay, never mind.
They reached an all-time high of
Yeah.
sales because of promoting Hyundai Palisade.
Wow.
And it's a luxury car.
Yeah, some armies actually bought the car and I'm like, I don't know how they did that. If they're spending their money on merch, but cool, you're rich.
Which is a common, paano ba yan? Kontra siya sa like stereotype na BTS army or teenage
Yeah.
Yes.
girls.
Yeah.
Because they can afford a lot of
Because the army is very diverse. Tapos parang
Yes.
yung age
Yeah.
range, sobrang,
You can be any age.
like when we went ni Cam sa concert, grabe sobrang,
from teens.
Moms.
may parents, may dad, sa likod ko may
They're
May
parents.
dad.
They're grandparents. Like in the
Tita,
States, they're
yeah.
like couple grandma, granddad that would watch the
Armies.
concert together in their
And sobrang
armies.
diverse. Like, I was seated next to a Korean, Chinese, harap ko, like, Caucasian, likod
Yeah.
ko, ano. So,
Americans, yeah.
Which really shows the
Global.
The scope.
music has no language.
Barrier.
music
No
makes the
barrier.
world
Yeah, yeah.
smaller.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now let's continue to the stories with Gabby.
Oh god.
Last
okay.
Where did
3
that
before we
find
go.
you?
So I started getting into like Korean pop culture things through K-dramas. And like from that, so it was like a whole down, like not down, it was a spiral, like a
And you
black
met
hole.
Yoon Bin.
Oh yeah.
She met
So,
Hyun
it was like also senior year
Crash landed
college. I was
before.
like kind
Crash
of
landing
over
before
everything.
you. Si Gabby pala.
So I was like getting into Korean pop culture from the K-dramas, and then I happened on like a GOT7 video. So I ended up standing GOT7 first. And I was telling my friend, like, send me more. Send me more K-pop videos. I'm suddenly open to this different kind of music because of like GOT7. And then she sent me a lot of videos, but one of them was Dope. But yeah, so Dope.
The song
yeah.
Dope.
And then I saw Jungkook and I was like, oh, it's over.
So we know who your bias is.
No,
No,
actually,
no.
anyway, so I just saw it and I was like, wow, the production of this is so good. It was like shot kasi as
With a
if it
drone?
was, yeah, it was like as if it was
ano,
one shot,
robot?
one
Yeah.
take.
One take.
Yeah, dope.
It
And I
looked
was like, that's the production of this is so good. And then I saw the views and it was like 100 million views. And I looked at it and I was like, K-pop gets this much views. As someone who just getting into it, I was like, 100 million people watch this.
And just in a short amount of time also,
Yeah,
right? It's
that
not
was-
like accumulated over...
It
Well,
was
for Dope,
I think
it's
Dope was
kinda.
one of the songs na
That really opened up.
Yeah.
opened up BTS in the West. Talaga.
Yeah.
Parang a lot of Westerners listen to Dope, kaya
Yeah.
They got
had
into
a lot of-
BTS.
Yep.
Yeah, and well, so I saw Dope and I was like, okay, I love it. But then I was like, okay, I have no time to stand another group. Like, I
got seven
can casually
BTS.
like BTS and all of these other groups. But then I was like loyal to GOT7 first, and I was also thinking, oh, maybe I'm not super into the hip hop. I'm not a hip hop person. I love this pop music. and then after a while, like I watched the rest of the videos of BTS, so like Blood, Sweat, Tears, and then my friend was explaining all of the deep things in the symbolism in the
The
in it, and then
message,
I
the
was like,
feel.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm at my brain. It's the last year of college, not ready, and then I found myself one day I was just walking to class, and then I could just hear the part of Blood, Sweat, Tears, yeah, it was just playing in my head. So after that, I think it just went from there, and I ended up watching everything. And then so by the time, and that was the time that they were getting famous talaga in the West. They
Yes.
were just going to the on their Wings tour.
Yes.
So that was
Wings tour was here pa, diba?
in the
Yeah.
That was their last.
That's their
one.
last.
So when I got into them, they were in the US pa.
Yeah.
So that was when they were doing all their US interviews.
Yeah.
So I like watched every. No, because they were really bad interviews.
Yeah.
Like
Truly.
as in when you watch them, you get nothing from
No substance.
the
Yes.
repetitive
Except that
questions.
RM learned English
English
through
from
watching
Friends.
Friends.
Yeah. And the interviewers were kind of like a bit.
Shallow.
Apparently they didn't research.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then so the outcome was just really cute reaction videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're so awkward, they're so cute, to my friend who introduced me to it. And then after that, they went on the Billboard Music Awards.
And everything
won.
changed.
Was it Billboard? Yeah, Billboard.
They're the first ever
Yes.
Korean act
so-
to win.
A social.
The Billboard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They
that,
broke Justin Bieber's record.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into, I was an army right before the rise talaga. Like
Yeah.
after
Yes,
that,
yes.
it became like suddenly they were super big. Yeah, it was really fast after that, and that was when. So their first comeback after that was her.
Yes, her.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just fell into it, and I never came out. Yeah.
And your bias.
Oh yes, and my bias. So it was a journey. Like so at first it was Jimin. So it was Jimin. Starting from what is that? From the
Her.
Love Yourself, her comeback. So I loved Serendipity, and then after that it became Yoongi for a while, and then it became Namjoon. But now it's both of them. Yeah.
Okay. So
The oldest.
I think I'm the oldest K-pop fan here because, like I said earlier, I got into K-pop in second year as a closet fan. I learned G by SNSD. Anyway, yes, and then I like in third year high school, I kind of took a break because I got into like indie music or whatever, being hipster and stuff. And then in fourth year, I got back into it, and I like EXO a lot. So yeah, I'm an EXO and an ARMY. We exist. So yeah, I like EXO. So they were like known as Flower Boys or whatever. But my friend was like, you should listen to BTS because they have a message and they're, whatever. And then I happened upon or it was on TV or something, and I just thought it was kind of too angry and hard. So I was like, I like my Flower Boys going wrong or whatever. And so I didn't really get into BTS, but then I saw Boy in Love. That was their comeback at the time on MTV. And then I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then I went to YouTube, looked for a dance tutorial for some random reason because I dance. And then I didn't really learn the dance, but I was like, maybe I'll watch more BTS videos, and that's kind of how I fell into the whole right away. And like I said, Jungkook's my bias. Although it was Jin at first.
My BTS journey. I have a friend who's been into K-pop for a long time, and then they needed someone to spaz with.
So, ikaw yung dinamay nila.
So ako yung victim nila nung time na yun. Oh, BTS is releasing these teaser videos, and it's so meta, and they're interrelated short films. This is their promo for Wings. And then she was premising it to me na no one's done this kind of strategy for promo albums before. And okay, that's cool. And then a week later, thesis sem, up to my head in requirements. She shows, Bess, you gotta listen to Wings. You gotta listen to this album. Look, they
This album.
yes. Jimin has the solo track, and it has they combined like classical jazz kind of thing. Well, no, classical instruments with hip hop. No, is it hip hop? But it's a weird hybrid thing, and you don't usually hear it. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And so I listened to the whole album.
Yeah.
No lyric translations yet. And then Yoongi raps First Love, and I cry. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I cry.
But when you read the lyrics.
And then so I get back to my friend. Friend, you have to remedy
Who is
this.
his friend?
Colleen Young.
Oh, hello, Colleen. Kamusta ka na? Lahat na lang hinalo ko dito. Shout out to Joyce also. She's also in the army, right? And Maggie,
Oh, yeah.
our other blockmate who couldn't be here.
And the GC, hi. And then after that, she showed me yung mga music videos from from an earlier album, HYYH. And that time we were taking prod classes. So all the concepts were like, shit, these are really high quality production. Where do these happen? Can I take an internship with this company? So stuff like that. And then the concept got me, and then I looked at the lyric translations, and then I cried even more. And then she started showing me their video clips from variety shows. So it's like, oh, they're cute, they're goofy, they're not actually all gung-ho, perfect
relatable
flower boys na not
Angry.
perfectly sculpted images of K-pop idols and stuff. So it's like, oh, they're actually relatable. Watches all 100 plus Bangtan bombs, and here I am.
Bangtan bombs.
And I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, coming from all your stories, I'm kind of getting this, ano rin naman, na parang, di ba there's this whole American saying, oh, you have to read subtitles. I don't want to watch Parasite. But like, I mean, being into K-pop means that you're actually using your brain because you have to read all these.
Yes.
You have to understand. Ang daming kailangan intindihin na bagay na
Yes.
you have to read what the song, listen to the song first, watch the visuals first, then
Read the lyrics.
watch all the Easter eggs,
Yeah.
and then read the lyrics, what it all means, how it all,
Yeah.
and you all like come together to make a PhD about it
Yes.
or something. So
This
there's so much more to talk about BTS, but we'll be talking more about the album which just recently came out. That's Map of the Soul 7
A long prologue.
after this break.
Yay.
Have you ever fell in love with someone you thought you'd never want? You June gloom. Come and take me to the moon. Hello, hello, hello to the future. Hello, hello, hello to the future. Say goodbye to the June gloom. Come and take me to the moon. Hello, hello, hello to the future. Hello, hello, hello to the future. Say goodbye to the June gloom. Come and take me to the moon. Hello to the future. Hello, hello, hello to the future. Say goodbye to the June gloom. Come and take me. Oh, darling, darling, darling. Say goodbye to the June gloom. Oh, darling, darling, darling.
I can read your mind. I know what you're thinking. It's been too long since we last spoken. I can see it now, it's written on your face. So why do we keep playing games? I've never been the type to run. I've never been the type to let go, go, go. Ever since the day you left, my life's been such a mess. Baby, now, every time I see your face, remember the good old days. Do you remember? 'Cause I remember, so just wait with me, baby. Just wait with me, baby. Don't you let me go. Just wait with me, baby. Just wait with me, baby. Won't you let me know? It's been 2 long years since the day we ended. Makeup running, falling deep in the abyss. Conversation flowing, heads against my chest. Bloodshot eyes as I looked at you and said, I've never been the type to run, never been the type to let go, go, go. Ever since the day you left, my life's been such a mess. Baby, now, every time I see your face, remember the good old days. Do you remember? 'Cause I remember, so just wait with me, baby. Just wait with me, baby. Don't you let me go. Just wait with me, baby. Just wait with me, baby. Won't you let me know? Yeah. Come back to me, my dear. Come back to me, my baby. Come back to me, my dear. Come back to me, come back to me, come back to me. Sway with me, baby, just sway with me, baby. Don't you let me go. Sway with me, baby, just sway with me, baby. Won't you let me know?
And we're back here on Popcorn for our BTS special. And still joining me are the army from Ateneo. Atenean Army. Ateneo chapter. So we were just talking about a lot of things over the break. May lumabas lang na behind the scenes photos and people were like, and we were like, oh my god. And Rina was like, ayoko, tapos biglang titingin siya. I'm like, okay, just look at it. But anyway, Gabby wanted to say something about appreciating BTS or K-pop in general.
Like, I find it weird that some people are still not super open to like K-pop as a
or Koreans in general.
Yeah,
no?
like, 'cause, for example, with my family, like whenever I like say, oh, okay, I want to watch this on the TV, And then they're like, basta wag lang K-pop or whatever. Or whenever I want to play my music in the car, ganun, they're like, oh, wag K-pop. Ganun, and I'm like, oh, I listen to your music.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I don't
the weird
care what
part.
your music is. Like, I'm super open, but for some reason, there seems still to be like a stigma. Oh, if it's K-pop, I don't want to listen to it. Like, I'm closed off.
But how do you think we should like, hindi naman fight that, but like have people understand the K-pop phenomenon? It's kind of hard, no? It's like eventually it will.
Yeah, usually you just kind of make
Fall
like they
into
hear
it.
it and then they'll be like, oh wait, maybe it's not so bad, and then
Yeah.
they'll fall
Parang
into it.
it's keeping an open mind.
Yeah,
Because
Okay.
music is parang you'll find your type of music
Yeah.
eventually. So you don't have to like it, but maybe respect other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kind,
And
people.
we're not
Yes.
and we're not aggressive about it lang. It's like, oh, I just want to play this, and then
It's just
no.
what you want. It's just,
don't.
it's just what you want to listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, and then like,
It's music.
Which is weird because people will listen to Despacito and not know
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
single
it's the
thing
same
about the
thing
lyrics.
actually.
But K-pop gets this treatment na, oh, it's jeje for some
Yeah.
reason.
Well, screw them. Joke. Anyway,
Yeah.
talking about music. Okay, we're
Getting
here
into the
mainly
music.
because we're also talking about the latest album, which is Map of the Soul 7. Because it is their 7th album.
7th year.
Am I saying that? Am I just saying that
year,
correctly?
7 members.
7 members. Lucky number 7.
Yeah.
Pang ilang album na ba to? At this point.
Full?
Full.
Fourth full.
Yeah.
Because they're not the type of K-pop that has the blank album, right? They don't say like the 6th album.
Yeah, they don't say that.
No.
I just kind of assumed it was 7 because it
I
was.
think it's an SM thing. Yeah.
It was supposed to be divided to 2.
Yeah.
For the Map of the Soul series, there was Persona. There's supposed to be Shadow
And
And
Ego.
Ego.
And then from the press con, we learned that they decided to merge the Shadow and Ego into one. So that's 7.
Kaya may interlude, Shadow,
Yes.
tapos.
Yes.
Outro, Ego.
Okay, I get it now.
So I think if you listen to the whole song, there's a narrative.
yeah,
Yes.
which is
Wait,
let's-
while Map of the Soul, the series, is based on
Carl Jung.
Carl Jung Jungian
Junghyun.
Jungian.
Go psychology.
where
I'm a psych major.
wants to explore on this. I'm not.
What does Carl Jung have to say about this?
So Persona was more on like how they are perceived
Yeah.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
outward shell, how you
like-
And the
portray
joy
yourself.
of love. I'm gonna. Can I just
Yeah, but like Persona was more figure for outwards. So
Yeah.
and most of the songs are for fans. ganun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then this time, Shadow
Along with
was
Ego.
for like a reflection of their own.
Yeah,
Your
like,
And I really like that song, the
Yeah.
Yes.
Their
like your
Interlude.
hidden
Yes.
self.
Part of yourself.
Okay, Gabby has an official description.
Official
So, Map of the Soul 7 now turns inward to the shadow within in a candid acknowledgement that it too is part of the self. So, it looks back on the past 7 years of BTS since their debut as 7 members of one team. So, it's long. The journey was not always smooth sailing, and there were special travails that they had to endure in their rise as global superstars. Now, understanding that the scars left by those hardships is a part of their real selves, BTS accepts both the self I want to show and the self I want to scorn to at least tell their own story of finding their real and complete selves.
Hey.
Yeah.
Claps.
It's like a whole.
The press.
Oh, I'm curious though about the Carl Jung. Young?
Carl
Jung?
Carl,
Yeah.
Carl Jung? Carl
Is it Young or Jung?
Jung?
Yung
Carl Jung.
Jungian.
Okay, can you explain, Meg?
I can't explain. It's so hard. Oh.
Just like the basic surface level.
For Persona, Ego, and...
Like what Rina said earlier. So there's the persona, the shadow, the ego. There's also, and then that's like the self. So the self as a whole. This is persona.
There's a whole Venn diagram.
There's a whole diagram about it, but it encapsulates the self is divided, I guess, into parts. So like what Rina said, persona is what you portray, shadow is what you kind of like hide or your inner demons or something, and then ego, I guess, is kind of like you accepting yourself, like it's self-actualization, something like that.
The
So
middle
yeah,
ground.
it's kind of like the middle ground.
That's really nice and well thought of. I can say. I mean, that's really
Most of BTS discography is
Yeah.
really like that.
It's
like
never
another-
about love for love's sake.
It's not just
or-
like, hey girl.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just that I think a lot of
them.
armies really like the fact that
There's a
there's
lot
so
of
much more to their albums
to
than-
understand.
to understand. Like you really have to dive deep into it if you're interested into doing that. So like
And you can choose not to.
yeah, you can choose to like just listen to the music and you're still a fan and enjoy it.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay, so now let's go into the tracks. I mean,
Yes.
it's gonna be more like a mini review
Yeah.
of the album, but kasi the last time I had an album review was Taylor Swift's Lover. It took us like 2.5 hours. So we kind of dug
short,
deep
yeah.
into it talaga. But this one, the first part is Persona, so that already came out like a year ago.
Yes,
And we
their
all like the
first
songs, I can say.
Yeah.
And
Feel like
any
people in.
any insights on Persona before we move on to the
Home is
latter
the
part?
best song.
Wait,
Home is
Persona
the
as
best
the
song.
intro track or all the Persona songs?
Like the all Persona songs.
All Persona songs. I think what's interesting for me about it is that for you, from the explanation of the Jungian archetypes theory, whatever application into their album concept, you'd think na all the songs would be like happy, bubbly, because that's how you want to present yourself as your persona, like with Boy With Love.
Yeah.
But then for the Persona songs that they chose to include as part of the whole theme of Map of the Soul, they included Jamais Vous, which is like Jamais Vous.
It's French,
Sorry,
right?
Yeah, I'm butchering French, but Jamais Vu, which is the opposite of
Deja vu.
Deja Vu, and Jamais Vu is like seeing something what
Already
feels like a
happened.
first time, even though it's always there.
Mm.
So, just I guess an Easter egg of why such a song would be part of
The collection.
The collection. But so if you listen to it, it goes. You kind of feel the whole from a happy, positive tone, and then gradually from Jamais Vu and then Dionysus, it goes kind of darker, edgy,
Yeah.
especially with Dionysus. And then it segues very nicely into Shadow.
I want to be famous.
Yeah.
I want to be a
be-
rap star.
Yeah.
And then I think that the Persona album was also like a break from, because they had all of these like really deep philosophies na connected
Yeah,
to
actually,
the HYH like era. So the Persona was supposed to be like the break from that, like to just look at the little things or something.
Yes.
You know, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, we're so entrenched in this philosophy that they wanted to step back a bit and
Like,
and
see
feel
the
it.
simpler
because it's
things in
still
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
seemingly simple.
Yes.
And then moving on to Shadow.
So it's Shadow where the new material begins.
Yes.
And truly Shadow by Yoongi.
Yoongi. So Yoongi talks about
You guys can take it away. I'm just gonna be here to have some side comments.
Okay, so Yoongi wrote the track or the lyrics, and then it takes off from School for School. Tama ba?
Yeah.
The like what they did for intro Persona, they sampled an older track, which is Too Cool for School, and then in Too Cool for School, they asked. The lyrics went something like, "Who do you want? What do you want to be? What's your dream?" So in this interlude, Shadow, Yoongi kind of like answers the question of what I want to be, and it's I want to be a rap star. But the interesting part about it is the interesting part about it is that it doesn't. When you get asked though, "What's your dream?" You tend to like respond in a positive, like optimistic way. But here, Yoongi tackles it in a way na it's not achieving your dream is not easy, but it's also not when you achieve your dream, it's not also always happy because when you achieve your dream, there's like the pressure of the unknown, the pressure of getting higher or getting more, achieving more. So he delves into this side of fame and all that greatness.
So like now that they've achieved, like he's achieved that, he's kind of what's the
It's not regretting it,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
more
just
of-
like
He acknowledges
Yeah. in the lyrics he says, I don't wanna fly, don't wanna shine,
yeah, and
don't
his,
let me shine.
and his name means shine actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yoongi
it's like crazy.
Yeah.
when he sings don't let me
Yeah.
shine.
Don't let me shine.
It's like
It's
your
sad.
name
Yeah.
means shine.
And I guess that's why it's called Interlude Shadow, because it's talking about like the demons of getting
That-
what you want, getting your
Getting what-
dreams
yes.
isn't just all
Especially in
rainbows.
parang how famous they are.
Yeah, especially
and,
with how they are now.
I
it's-
remember tuloy yung story niya when he cried sa shower after
after
AMAs.
Yeah.
yeah.
He cried after AMAs. When you think about, they should have been like very celebratory about
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
he cried
Because
because
they first performance.
he was feeling the pressure na.
Yeah.
Parang they've reached the highest at that moment.
For the whole of K-pop, not
Yeah,
just
for
them,
Yes.
right?
Oh, but
AMA's performance.
then he cried because he
Yeah,
was
pressure.
overwhelmed. And then I'm not sure if you're familiar, but at the time I think they were thinking of
Disbanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
they shared that story like much later on now, but there was like that kind of a lull actually.
the whole when they started the 27 whole before after nung BBMAs, AMAs. So yun medyo naman crisis, but like
yeah.
the pressure was getting into
To them.
them.
And they were like, maybe we should just end
They
on
didn't
this
know.
high note
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, because like historically there was another group that
The start of K-pop.
yeah, the start of K-pop called Soteji and Boys. They were also a hip hop group. They were also like lauded for being revolutionary
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
their social lyrics, blah blah blah. And the thing about them is they disbanded at the height of their popularity.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what they.
Yeah, I think I watched an episode of Vox Explained.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
And
That's on
had
Netflix.
them. Yeah, yeah.
So after
Hi, Netflix.
Get into BTS.
yeah, like they never confirmed it, but I feel like they were thinking that they would do that. Now we'll end on a high note.
Yeah.
We'll disband. But they didn't.
but they didn't.
But now, I mean, I guess they've reached a
Surpassed.
higher note,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
more
yeah.
so.
But that's what they tackled also in the song Black Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Na parang
In the next track.
And then
no, parang they're scared of not parang they're more scared of losing their passion for music rather than
Yeah.
their popularity.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
There's that.
And it's that why Black Swan is such a, like,
oh my god, Black Swan.
When that came out, I think we were all kind of crying about it because a lot of the lyrics is like, you know, do your thing, what's my thing, you know, it like if you're an artist, even if you're not an artist, like
if you create something,
if you create anything,
with your
whatever it is,
passion,
with your as your passion, it's like it really hits you
Yeah.
and it speaks to you, especially Lisa. She's like, I'm crying.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna-
yeah, because like at least the English, the English lyrics that you will understand right off the bat are do your thing, what's my thing, and it's like, you know, for me, I'm a writer, but you know, I'm also a psych major, so there's kind of a disconnect there somehow. So when I heard what's my thing and read the other lyrics, it was like it hurts because you're like, I don't know what my passion like. Even BTS telling me they don't really know what their passion is. It kind of tells me like maybe it's okay, and you know we're all growing as
Yeah.
people and stuff like that. So
And for me, Black Swan for me solidified them as an artist. Talaga, not just like performers. So when they promoted Black Swan, may connect BTS, and the
Yeah.
first
Oh, gosh.
video was art
what's
film.
Connect BTS?
Connect BTS is a worldwide
Art
project,
Campaign.
global art project.
global
Oh.
art project where they commissioned
They collaborated.
They collaborated.
collaborated with like artists,
Artists.
and museo,
yeah,
Curators.
Galleries there.
From around the world.
Yeah, to parang, like,
Bring
exhibit.
art.
yeah. They're
Bring
kind of
art
showcasing
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, and then
around
the art that they showed, parang
Fine
connected
art.
in, yeah, very fine art.
Fine
It was like a bridge between pop art and
Quote
fine
unquote.
art.
Oh,
high
okay.
art. So they wanted, like, they funded all of these installations around the world,
To make it accessible to more people.
supposedly.
Then the commentary then of popular art versus
Yeah.
High art.
High art. So they wanted it to be accessible
To
to people,
Yeah.
you know, and to kind of like show their capability
Yeah.
as
We're not.
artists,
Yeah.
as global artists. We're
Like
not
they-
just
care for their like, craft.
But Black Swan kasi for me as a new
Baby
person,
army.
baby
Yes.
army, is that a real term? No, I
Yes,
just
okay.
Yeah, people say that.
as a baby army, parang
Other fandoms.
it was kind of hard for me to digest at first.
Yeah.
Kasi
Yes.
it's not something that I was so used to, like Idol and very pop,
Very,
pop,
very happy.
boy with love.
Yeah.
Kasi ako, that's the kind of music I
Yes.
like, even in K-pop. Na if you see my K-pop playlist, it's more of like the happier
stuff.
or
Yes.
upbeat stuff. And Black Swan, I
What
was
you
telling
expect from
Rina the
K-pop.
other day,
Yes.
it's kind of like hard for me to still
Yeah.
appreciate up to this day.
But I guess that's the point, because even I, when I first listened to Black Swan, I didn't like it. But then you attack it in a way that you appreciate art.
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
art, parang,
You kind of have to think.
Yeah.
So it is in a way parang siyang application of what the whole Connect BTS is. When you
okay.
dig deeper, you understand more, and then so ayun, medyo application talaga siya. Like
Message.
experience siya.
Go.
Experience.
Message wise, parang if you listen to the song, music video wise, the arrangement for the song was all strings.
Yeah.
So string orchestra or string quartet. Maybe they layered some, but it combines something like classic with autotune. They autotune their voice rap.
They used heavy
And then
bass.
that's their lyrics. Their first lyrics for that song was like, "Do your thing, do your thing," but they saying it robotically, and it's almost
And
like
all their voices
yes,
are
they're so
pinatong.
melded together. It's
You
kind
don't
of
know
hard to
who's-
distinguish.
yeah, you don't know who's singing.
who's who. And then right after that, they ask you, "What's your thing?" So it's kind of like sometimes it comes to when you create something, when you make a career out of what you love, it first starts out as you doing it. I'm just doing it, so, and this is how I grew from my craft. But then sometimes it gets wala kang paghuhugutan, and you end up with I've been doing this for a long time. How come I can't create something that I love anymore, or something to that effect? Parang it became kind of routinary, and then when it becomes that, you start to question, parang, is this still my passion? Is this still what I do? Am I still a creator if what I create is something I'm not happy with, or something that just pays my bills, something like that. So that's what
The heaviness
made me
of
cry.
this song.
So as an aside din, like random, like two of the composers are actually Filipino.
Oh.
Yes.
Represent.
Filipino represent.
And interestingly,
But how do you compose a Korean song? They know Korean.
The music.
As in the
Yeah.
producers.
So,
yeah, producers.
The
Yeah,
way
the
it works is
producers.
Usually
They work
They
commission
commission
most of the
several-
songs in Seven are
Co-produced by,
a lot of
I think Troye Sivan has
Yeah, with Ali
Credit
X.
on
Louder
this.
Than Bombs.
Listen to Ali X.
So let's talk about the other single, which is On. And
Yeah.
it says,
Okay.
That's
part of the
title
lyrics
track.
says, bring the pain on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really like part of their whole experience also na,
Yeah.
you know, it's like,
I think for them
I've
it's-
experienced this so much.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of like a battle cry, I guess,
Yes.
because it's like, you know, we've gone through so much and we're already at what could be their highest, but at the same time, it's like, you know, just bring it on. We're still ready, and you know, even if we go through all these trials, it's not like we're gonna just stop or anything. So you know, bring the pain on. So
and they have an army at the back.
yeah, they have an army with them.
and the video grab is so nice. I
With
was
the
so
lab.
videos, the
Two
kinetic
videos.
manifest-
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm just gonna include the Fallon.
That New York Grand
Yeah.
Central
in the
Station.
Grand
Yeah.
Central Station.
That was amazing. And the video, the main video with the Maze Runner,
Yeah, the Maze
Lion
Runner,
King.
SpongeBob,
I was like,
Magic
wow. May
Simba.
SpongeBob din?
The magic conch.
Oh my gosh. I just realized that now. Are they SpongeBob fans?
I'm not sure. Actually,
I remember someone.
Oh yeah, the Lion
Yeah.
King.
The Maze Runner talaga. Not even Maze
Lord of the
Runner.
Rings.
Yeah, but
They released a reaction video last
Of who?
yesterday.
Sila din.
there was
reacting to the video. Yeah, and then you'd think that they know
The
everything.
video na.
What are you supposed to
Yeah,
do?
they don't.
I don't know.
A lot of them don't know. It's like
They
I
don't
think
know.
Jungkook was the only one who kind of explained something.
Actually, when they do the shoots for their music videos, they usually don't know
No,
Yeah.
what's happening,
Yeah.
and they're really interested in the
hears the
Armies, yeah.
And
They really read it.
That's why I like
watch it.
what I like about them also is because they don't underestimate army.
Yeah. They're just like, you know, you guys can think about it.
Armies are smart.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just wait for your theories.
They believe na lang na the theories na, oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
might be the...
Yeah.
Kasi they're not completely 100%
Yeah.
Yes.
into the concept.
For them,
I think the most part is that they get shown the sketch,
Story.
Yeah,
the
the
storyboard,
storyboard.
and they're like, oh, that's where I'm gonna be. Oh, that's where
Yeah.
he's gonna appear. We're gonna do
Pero
that.
kasi the whole product,
The whole
you
product
don't
is
see
like-
it
Yeah.
until...
It's
Okay, I'm
just-
gonna watch that video later.
PV to it.
When you get to that in the Mot 7, from comparing Black Swan to On, you've come to the point where there's like an they've tackled all their pains,
Yeah.
Mhm.
all sorts of all the facets of where your shadow might stem from.
Yeah.
So when bring on they
On.
in on they're able to like say na bring it on. It's like we
Eh,
We acknowledge.
it, we accept it, we're here
may
for
chant
it.
na ba yun? Wala pa.
There is na, but we haven't
Sample,
heard it
joke.
yet. We haven't heard it in practice yet.
Yeah. Because yung hindi pa
But how do you learn the chant?
They
Sometimes
post
we post,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They post it and
the
then...
lyrics
Groups
with the
like to post
Oh,
So
okay.
official.
Other K-pop groups would like have
a video.
a video of them all
with the
cheering.
lyrics.
But
And you
it's
just
really a
follow.
Korean thing kasi we don't Filipinos.
Yeah, kasi
Yeah.
tayo
We just sing the whole
we sing
song.
along kasi.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Here it's karaoke.
And even in concerts, they're always like, oh my god, they're singing everything. Like they're not
Yeah.
just chanting
when groups
random.
come here,
Yeah.
They're like,
Wow, why do you know the whole song? You don't even know the language, but you know the song
Yeah.
itself.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the new songs, we haven't really heard the fan chant in practice because they
COVID.
haven't had audiences
They have no audience.
in the music shows yet.
Because of COVID.
Oh, okay,
If you
okay.
don't look at the lyrics with the fan chants, you go to the music shows and then you hear the
Hear
fan
it
chants.
on the videos
okay,
of the
okay.
music shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, because of the virus scare, there's no audiences.
Nothing.
Keep
to follow.
safe, everyone. Use
Wash your hands.
use alcohol and face masks.
From the virus.
Use protection from the virus daw, sabi ni Rina.
Protection.
But anyway, I also wanted to say about On. Parang I was super disappointed with the Sia version. Like, it didn't
Oh,
really
yeah,
add anything
I think
to
all armies
I
were
think-
pretty disappointed with
Yeah.
it, just because her voice kind of like
So, like,
they just put it over.
yeah,
Yeah.
parang...
Unlike
It's like a
Yeah,
badly
Halsey's
yeah,
was like
Photoshop.
really good.
Yeah.
I also like the love.
Yeah,
Make
because
it
he
right.
has his own
Yeah.
verse,
Yes.
technically.
But Lisa was saying something about that.
It felt like when you listen to it, it's like looking at the Photoshop and you just
yeah.
Yeah, it
something
kind of
on-
feels
yeah,
that
kind
way
of.
naman. Pero
like
for
they just put her face.
for the crossover of it, I mean, the love song is also a nice like add-on. Like how Shawn Mendes was added to Lover. It's kind of the same thing. You
yeah.
still appreciate both versions.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ano pa? We were talking about radio airplay and how they only add the Western. Gabby was saying something about that earlier
What
also.
was I saying?
Because like it's about like if you listen to radio now, like even here, they play, let's say, just the other day I heard Boy With Love, so
Yes.
that has
Oh, yeah.
Halsey.
This morning.
They also play Make It Right with the
Loud.
loud version.
Yeah.
But
Loud.
like I haven't heard On or anything
Yeah.
that except one time I heard like Airplane Part 2, so that doesn't have anybody, but most of the time they'll play the songs that have Western artists in
and
them.
that's here lang ba or
I'm not sure about
everywhere.
America.
I've
actually.
been seeing mga articles and mga tweets from people in the US na there's no almost zero.
Airplane.
So
Ah,
so
yeah.
it's really more
Airplay.
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are mad because a lot of the radio stations in the US then are
They would interview them.
Yeah, they interview BTS.
Yeah, but they won't play.
They hype them up on their like social media
Yeah.
accounts. So you're thinking,
Oh,
Oh, they're gonna play.
But they don't.
Yeah, and even in the award show, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they were snubbed
Yeah, they're
in
snubbed.
favor of another group we should not name probably. Pero parang even after all they have achieved
Yeah.
and being achieving so many firsts in
yeah.
Korean
Yeah.
history for
May
Yeah.
gatekeepers
Mainstream.
pa rin kasi.
yeah, parang there's still a lot of why do you think they're snubbed still at this point?
They're
The
scared.
language. No, it's the language talaga.
Racism.
I think parang they're not ready to like
Completely accept
completely
it.
accept that you're listening to a different language.
Language.
Yeah. But which it makes I'm so confused because diba on some radio stations here, like locally, they play Momoland, they play Blackpink,
yeah.
they play Psy even.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's
then-
more of like the hype
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah.
they're just playing it just to get some.
It really depends because
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
station then kasi has their own playlist kung ano
Yeah.
yung type of songs they can play. So it really depends on that programming, what programming they have. But speaking about the album again, what are your standout tracks? I mean, among
My
the
Time.
other...
It's my time to talk about my time. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Meg has a lot of feels for my time.
So not to be biased, like I said, Jungkook's my bias. But like when you think about the other albums with solo tracks, Jungkook's solo songs were never really my favorite. But this time,
It's
it
your time.
was. It was such a moment for me.
That's true.
My time, if you haven't heard it, is like this R&B type of song, which is just up my alley. And he talks about his journey as like being this 13 to 15-year-old kid, and you know, throughout the song he's talking about how he didn't really have the time to be that teenager because he was already pushed into this lifestyle of being an idol or a trainee. And like he talks about not being able, in the chorus he says, you know, I can't call you, I can't hold you, and but then in the last chorus he talks about, you know, I will be able to do these things and stuff. But it's the whole song, it's like in the shadow half of the album where it, you know, he's talking about how sad it is to have that kind of life now you don't really get to talk, or you know, you don't even get to talk to the people who you love like your family or your friends and stuff. So I mean, at first when I first listened to it, I was just like, oh, he sounds like Dean. If you guys don't listen to Dean, listen to Dean. He sounds like Dean. He also kind of sounds like a Kehlani song. So you know, it's just like, oh, the track's so good. I'm body rolling and everything. It's kind of sexy. But then when you get into the lyrics, you're like, oh, it's sad and sexy. So it's like the perfect mix, you know. And his vocals wise, it's I could gush about it all day.
The 20-second ad-lib.
And if you just go at the end, listen to it. I swear, it's so good. Yeah.
So let's go one per person. What their standout track is.
I think for me, it's Friends. Because I'm a really big V-Min stan. V and Jimin. So, parang, the Friends is about their friendship. Like,
Aww.
how they've been together since they were young. Like, how they've become soulmates. Like, literally know each other from the heart talaga. And parang, even, because I'm a 95 liner also. So parang I kind of feel like I connect to them.
Who's your soulmate?
But yeah, I really love, and the women do it kasi is parang it's a song that we've been waiting for a long time.
Yes.
Na. Like they
Because of that
tried-
exact reason.
Yeah, because of their friendship, and also because their voices really blend well together. Because
Yeah.
Tae's voice is a little deeper than
But it's
the
velvet,
others, and
yeah.
Jimin's is the
Yeah.
highest.
really deep.
It's deep.
And then Jimin's voice is
It's
like
the highest.
The highest.
super high. So sobrang ganda ng harmony nila together. So it really brought out their vocals. And especially when you read the lyrics, parang sobrang you'll really feel that they are really connected,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they really know a lot of things. They have inside jokes
Yeah.
that we all parang we had to ask them what this
What does that
dumpling
mean?
incident
What
was
does
about. Because the lyrics was really about them. It's really personal.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Jimin.
Tapos yung hello my alien.
Yeah.
So you are my soulmate.
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
It makes you wish you had that friendship.
We want something like that.
Where's that soulmate?
Can I find that soulmate who can relate to me at this
On that
level?
level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sana all.
Yeah.
ganun.
Yeah, sana all,
That's the
exactly.
sad and all the song.
Yeah, because they were born the same year.
Yeah.
So it's like
They have that closeness.
What's
Okay.
charming is that whenever they talk about their trainee days, parang they'd say na they didn't always get along or they'd fight, but then sometimes
karaoke sila
yeah,
ngayon.
there's some nights na they would comfort each other when the pressures got too hard, when the unknown about debuting or not debuting was like very
parang crucial and big at the time, they'd find comfort in each other. Also because they're the same age, so there's no hierarchy boundary between them. They can talk freely.
Yeah.
Because in Korea, you kind of have. I mean,
The language,
we do respect
diba?
elders, right? But even if one
Down
person,
to a
let's say,
year.
Gabby and I are like
Particular
20,
sila sa age.
Yeah. So
Oh.
if we were Korean, I'd have to like be like Gabby on me or whatever. Yeah, like I have to call her ate talaga.
It's like strict.
Yeah, it's strict.
Same age, yun yung parang friends. And
Yeah.
you can...
Yun yung pwede mo
You can
talagang...
talk informally,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Monica.
Yeah.
Okay, sino pa may favorite tracks?
For me, well, stand out. Marami, depends sa mood. Pero like, yung always true. Kasi always ko repeat sa playlist is Louder Than Bombs.
No.
This is the one that they collab with Troye
Troye
Sivan.
Sivan.
And Alex.
When you, ito na naman yung, like, I guess Parasite. Coming from, like, I stand because of Parasite. Parasite! Paradise!
But we also stand Parasite. Yes.
When I first listened to the album kasi, without lyrics, when I first listened to Louder Than Bombs, so sexy. Like,
Yeah.
like you can,
There's an atmosphere.
when you listen to it, parang,
Yeah.
this could be an OST for like 50 Shades or something.
Yeah.
we don't wanna, but it could
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It could be in a bedroom
very
playlist.
sensual.
It's like how Psycho
It's
could be
very-
in Birds
Birds
of
of
Prey.
Prey.
Yeah, it's very,
Which never happened.
Never happened.
True. It's very sensual and like
There's an airy
yeah.
vibe to it, yeah.
But then you read the lyrics. Just,
Oh.
Louder Than Bombs, you break.
Yeah.
Because they were talking. It's also part of the shadow part. And RM.
Ramjun Talabong. Hello, Ram.
Namjoon said na while writing, he cried. Right. He cried writing Louder Than Bombs,
Black Swan.
Black Swan, and We Are Bulletproof Eternal. And you can see why he would have cried in Louder Than Bombs because it's them addressing their shadows. But I like the progression. The first one is Louder Than Bombs, I break. Louder Than Bombs, I sing. And then sa end is Louder Than Bombs, I sing. And then I have a very favorite part there. A 215. 215 Louder Than Bombs. That's my religion.
Interesting.
Okay, si Gabby.
Oh well, I really like kasi Shadow and Black Swan that we talked about those na. But then also but then I don't know how to talk about it without like
Angry.
so but one that really stood out for me was Respect.
Yes.
Respect. Because it recalls
Sorry.
yeah, it kind of recalls some of their earlier stuff like
Yeah.
Double bias
Kind of old.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, and it recalls their older stuff that's kind of like a conversational type of rap.
Skit.
Skit,
Yeah.
And because I really like songs like Ma City,
Ma City, yeah.
like or Paldo Cansan.
Yeah, where they're like talking to each other.
So I was really like excited about that particular track because it also addressed some social
Issues.
There's also like social commentary because respect in Korea is a very big thing.
Yeah.
And then the track was so the track was about kind of like I get emotional every time. Because the thing is like Suga and Namjoon and RM are like they're one and they're like so Suga is older than Namjoon but then I'm like going back and forth between their nicknames and their real names. They are like so there's like the hierarchy pa rin. But then the thing is like Namjoon is
The leader.
The leader,
the
right?
leader, and he
of
was the first
BTS.
member.
And the first
So
member.
there's like a weird
There's a
dynamic
weird-
between the two. So the fact that they were on this track of together that's about respect, it was like, oh, this is like their their journey together, and also kind of like
They're dynamic.
yeah.
If
and
Friends is for Vimy,
Friends is for
Respect is
for
for
Namgi.
So marami din bang ganyan na parang pairings
Yes.
of each member?
Every
there's-
member.
What's good about them is kasi you can see from if you follow them or digested all their content.
Yeah.
You can see with how they act around each other. For example, their dynamics specific to two members, and then for each member, how they act towards them. And it's very clearly a chemistry that built up from how long they've been together. And Namgi is like the oldest pair in Bangtan.
They're the first two.
The first two members.
There's so much history.
Yeah.
You guys deserve your own show about BTS.
Start our own.
May sinasabi din si Cams.
No, kasi parang the dynamics of the members kasi parang you can see na kahit sino yung kasama nila, they have a
some
connection.
special-
They have a special connection. Like you partner Tae and Jimin together and make them sing a song. They have this own chemistry, and then you have Namgi together. They have their own chemistry.
Totally
but if you mix those things,
They're
like
They'll have their-
Yeah, they're
Tae and
still-
RM, they'll still have that connection.
Yeah.
A different kind of connection, but it's still the
Very
same.
true.
Still special.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think you'll see that also in like their Run BTS stuff. Because in Run BTS, which is their like own reality show, variety show.
It's on TV.
No, it's on
V Live.
What's
It's an
V
app.
Live?
It's an app that showcases
for K-pop.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
for K-pop basically. Actually, Asian artists in general, because they have like
Vietnamese.
Indonesian and Vietnamese. And
As
stuff.
in V? Like
Yeah,
yung
V
dating
Live.
channel V?
No, totally
Alright,
different.
It's like
It's an
an
Korean.
story, YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a mix of all
There's
these.
so many
That's why they live
platforms.
stream.
Yes,
and
there's
then
so many.
They do a lot of live streams.
They
Sometimes they have,
Okay, I've heard of that.
Upload
Yeah.
their own shows.
Yeah.
So all K-pop groups have it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
BTS has an own app and they're planning to like
Yeah, Weaver.
To migrate it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then there's another BTS World pa, di ba? Na
That's a game.
That's a game.
that's how you will find out their history in
Yeah.
a
Kind of.
way.
Very
right?
loose.
You become their
Except
your
manager.
character is the
Or you
manager.
YN.
I'd like to be the manager. I'm sure the manager's
There's
like
also this upcoming drama.
Yeah.
drama.
They have
Yes.
a web comic.
K-drama talaga.
K-drama.
Yeah,
But they
but
won't
they're
star
not
in
gonna
it.
be in it.
So
It's about their story.
About them.
It's about
not them.
it's about the universe.
The universe.
The Bangtan universe inside the music video.
The HYYH.
Kasi if my
I'm so confused.
imagine, di ba? If there's an MCU, there's
I'm like my brain is like
if there's a Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's a Bangtan universe in their music videos.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
There's
all
a story
connected.
in the.
Yeah.
So yung on,
okay.
medyo connected just so like.
Yeah, that's why there's a
previous
weird
videos.
Maze Runner thing. So it has to connect with
Yeah.
something in
They
their
had
old
short
videos.
films.
Okay,
And
okay.
yeah, what I was
Highlight reel.
Yeah, what I was saying was that if you like, even when you've already been a fan for a long time, you can't
Know
like, it's impossible to know
Completely.
everything
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
BTS. Like even if you're a fan since debut, because
Eventually, you give up. with
There's
the
so
series.
much content.
My brain is already fried about
Yeah.
what you just explained 2 minutes ago.
yeah.
Anyway, any last si Lisa pa wala pa.
I don't have a favorite song.
She's
album.
OT.
7
The OT7
OT7
format.
literally.
Mod 7, yeah.
Mod 7,
Yeah.
OT7. Ako wala pa ako kasi I have to digest it further,
Yeah.
especially after all the information I learned today. That pero Persona kasi, of course I'm inclined to the Persona
Track.
tracks because that's
Yeah.
what I've been familiar with for the past year. So yeah, we'll be talking more about BTS. Just
Yeah.
some last few thoughts after this
A break.
break.
Labis, ako'y nahuhumaling sabik sa bawat sandaling ika'y makapiling. Kilim, hayang lumapit, huwag mo sanang ipagkalit. itaas ang langit. Anong nadarama tuwing makikita kang dumarating? Tuliro, di malaman ang gagawin at walang sino mang makapipigil sa akin at wala nang ibang makapagpapago ng aking isip sa'yo. Di ko naman iwan mga galaw at kilos mo sa aking pagtulog at sa panaginip. Ika'y mamalagi, di na muling malulumbay sa aking pag-isip. Anong nadarama tuwing makikita kang dumarating? Tuliro, di malaman ang gagawin at walang sino mang makapipigil sa akin at wala nang ibang makapagpapago ng aking isip sa'yo. Paano nadarama kayo sa isip ko'y hindi ka maalis? Tuliro, hindi malaman ang gagawin at walang sino man makapipigil sa akin at wala nang ibang makapagpapago ng aking isip sa'yo. Anong nadarama ngayon at nandirito ka sa aking tabi? Tuliro, hindi malaman ang gagawin at walang sino man makapipigil sa akin at wala nang ibang makapagpapago ng aking isip sa'yo. Labis ako'y nahuhumaling, sabik sa bawat sandaling ika'y makapiling.
sa kalawakan. Nag-iintay mapagmasdan. Naakit sa iyong kagandahan. Paano ba natagpuan? Mabuti ba? Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang sabihin mo kung paano ko nahanap. Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang aminin mo ikaw ay nagbahanap. 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 Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang sabihin mo kung paano ko nahanap. Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang aminin mo ikaw ay nagbahanap. Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang sabihin mo kung paano ko nahanap. Oo na, ako na ang taya. Mabuti pang aminin mo ikaw ay nagbahanap.
And we're back for our last bit of popcorn. We're still talking about BTS on this episode.
Yes.
It's our Bangtan special. Wow! BTS. So, before the break, we were talking about the MOTS album. MOTS 7. Parang ang pangit baho pakinggan ng MOTS 7 album. Any last thoughts on the album before we proceed to our last discussion?
To wrap up, I think to continue din na, I really can't pick one favorite song from this album because it's so jam-packed. Every song...
And there are like 20 tracks?
There's 20 tracks, including the Sia on. And
Does
then,
that exist?
to make it 20 lang. Joke. Kidding. But I think every track here has so much substance in it, musically wise, lyric wise, production wise, na it's hard really. It's
overwhelming.
It's too heavy to like just for easy listening then sometimes. That's why I find myself like going back to their older tracks in between Mot 7. But it also it encapsulates their Bangtan personality, what they stand for, their journey. You can see it all represented throughout this album. So it really is a map of the soul for Bangtan. Yeah.
I feel like parang ito yung comeback na super, they've put out their everything talaga. Parang it's
So-
all out na talaga.
Very
Parang
personal.
1 year in the making is so worth it. Like waiting for them for 1 year is so
And
worth
that's
it.
a
'Cause
lot of
they've-
things to do in 1 year.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
artists take 2-3 years
Yes,
before the
parang
next
they gave
era.
everything talaga in the lyrics, in the music that they made. It's really so special. The album itself is so special because it contains everything about their journey towards where they are now.
Do they even have time to rest?
They rested
for 1 month.
They rested.
Their first
Parang
vacation.
forest,
1 month.
Yeah.
coat
And,
and
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "That's rest for you na."
Yeah.
Kasi
They're still doing
they're
stuff.
still doing
They're
stuff.
still going to the studio, they're still
Yeah.
writing
Yeah.
songs.
Even they
Yeah.
themselves said that it was too long.
Yeah.
They felt
It's like they just want to keep
bored.
bored.
They felt bored and
Yeah.
it was so weird.
Sometimes you look for that din kasi parang when
Yeah.
you're so used to doing something and then
Yes.
you're just
You just
doing
want to
nothing.
keep doing it. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you do for your vacation? Oh, I went to the gym and then
The
I went to the studio.
Yeah.
For the next for the next whatever they come out with.
Yeah.
Okay, ano pa ba? I guess I wanted to ask you guys about the army kasi there's
Yeah.
a lot of flack. Some of the army are getting a lot of flack for being too toxic about a lot of things, such as parang other K-pop groups, for example, having the same color of a same
Yeah.
something, and then
Or
there's
using love but
Yeah.
spelled with a U, just like
Yeah.
with love. Yeah.
parang what can you say about those parang the experience of being an army, being against other army, or parang ang dami nilang there's so many intricacies about being a fan of BTS or K-pop in general.
Well, sorry. Okay. Cause like there's like a joke with the people I follow on Twitter now. We say like I'm an army. I'm anti-army, but I'm an army. We exist. I guess it's hard because I've been an army for a really long time, I think, and like getting to see all these like the toxic armies kind of keeping other people from getting into BTS, and on one side I get it, like I feel like I probably wouldn't want to be in a fandom that has so much toxicity in it that, you know, it will make me rethink why do I like this group if their fans are, I don't want to be associated with that. But at the same time, it's like, why should I let fans stop me from liking something I like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the side na, yeah, they're toxic, but you don't have to be a toxic fan. There are fans that aren't toxic. So
It's not a requirement. It's not welcome. It's not a prerequisite.
yeah.
But it's sad lang to
Yeah.
have that
It's a sad
segment
reality.
of army.
I think it's because the fandom is so big.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like so wide.
You can't control it.
Yeah.
Because but like on Tumblr, I've seen people say na parang, why doesn't BTS address those toxic fans? Kasi daw, there's an artist, Holland, he's openly gay, and he said himself na parang, if you're like anti-LGBT but you're my fan, or if you're a toxic fan of mine, you're not a fan. Parang he said that.
Okay.
So there was someone saying, why doesn't BTS do that? I mean, I guess I can't really defend it because I don't know why they don't do that. But at the same time, it's like, we're such a huge fandom. It's like, they can't really just say, hey, you toxic armies,
Yeah.
stop being toxic or whatever. It's not like that works.
They don't do that directly.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, they have their messages,
Like
right?
that-
So parang,
They have the songs.
It's
They
more
have
like
songs.
trying to teach those people
Yeah.
how to like
Yeah.
change
yeah.
It's
into
more of like they're trying to tell you, and then you parang self-reflect.
Yeah, like you have to do it on your own.
But
We're not gonna
sometimes
just...
they've been doing that recently, especially sa Weavers.
True.
Oh yeah.
what's Weavers.
Yeah.
The app.
app
It's
that
another
big
app.
hit.
Made by Big Hit.
Like, they yung like directly comments.
Yeah, a lot of them comment directly on...
It's like
posts.
Twitter, but for fans and the idol.
Jin, like, kung go hospital, please, or like,
Yeah, yeah,
stop.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
try to say it in a polite
Polite
way.
way.
Without
Polite
Yeah.
or like
Without like bashing
Humor.
Yeah,
or
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
if they try to say something na parang, hey, you know,
please
you're-
stop.
Yeah,
it's so hard. Like it's sometimes like they control your life instead
Yeah.
of like you're just giving them your art, ganyan.
Yeah.
And I've personally seen people doing that. Like just recently, I can't say the artist, but you can see how their fans like try to like
Oh, yeah.
nitpick into their
Yeah.
personal life,
Yeah.
and like that's so sad. Nakakita mong pagod na yung tao because of that.
Yeah.
Pero yun,
Yeah.
It's also kind of toxic in Korea. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like the comments.
Knet.
There are a lot of comments. Like I'm not singling them out, but it just happens. That's why. It's
Yeah, not just with
like,
BTS, like
yeah.
with all groups, especially like Korean netizens
very
are...
critical
Yeah.
Yeah.
of what people do.
yeah.
On the
Well,
bright side.
we hope they improve
Yeah.
their being fans because
Even
there's a
here,
lot
there are
more
people like
things.
that.
But
Yeah.
hopefully then for the new armies, because I always get that a lot. No, I don't want to get into BTS.
You don't want to be
Toxic.
associated.
And I hope they don't think that first.
Yeah.
It's
Or don't make
Oh, you
everyone
don't-
that
yeah.
way.
or don't assume because I started in diba na non-fan, but then I didn't really mind the whole fandom thingy because I delved into their music more. I hope they don't make it a factor or a big deal
I think you also just have to follow the right
People.
Yeah.
There's
Like these people with me. Wow.
There's a toxic side of
that's true.
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
You know, parang if you want to get away from that negativity, follow the
Just
right
block
people.
and
yeah.
follow.
Mute them.
Unfollow
Yeah, yeah.
agad. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if they're negative, you don't need them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just
Not
don't
just about
engage.
BTS,
love yourself.
but about
Love
life in
Love
general.
yourself and follow the right people.
Yes. That's part of loving yourself.
Okay, so I guess what do we expect next from BTS after
lot.
this? I
A
mean,
lot.
we're talking about movies. I also wanted to ask because we were talking about movies earlier. And I said I watched Burn the Stage and didn't really understand anything
yeah,
because I was expecting it to become like Justin Bieber's
introductory.
Never Say Never or One Direction or Katy Perry. Yung mga movies sila na even though you're not a fan, you're gonna be parang
Brought into
yeah,
it.
you're gonna brought into it or you're gonna understand the whole phenomenon. But Burn the Stage,
You
didn't
have to be a fan.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
have to be a fan. But there was another movie and there's a lot of
Bring
other
the Soul.
things. So,
I don't know.
ayun, I guess last, what do we
I
expect from?
think there'll be another music video.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
There's like
a
seven.
there's a rumor.
There's a rumor. Baka on the 10th, March
So far,
10th. It's my mom's birthday.
music videos have been released. So I feel like meron pang
People
pang
think
seven.
there's a 7th because
on,
the 7th.
on the 10th?
10th, yeah.
10th,
There's a they traced the number 7 on the calendar and it
Oh,
lands.
wow. Sobrang intricate.
Yeah. So
That's army
Including
life.
Black Swan.
Yeah.
yes, so that's one.
That was the
And March 10 is
that was the
Tuesday.
issue.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Sabay sa
Yeah.
NCT.
okay.
Like why bakit ba like, do they want
They just really-
sabotage?
Yeah.
Ganyan.
Yeah, they
But
just
like,
really
if you follow
don't
the
really
calendar.
care about the rest of.
Yeah.
but if we follow that
That theory.
theory, so meron pa lang.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's gonna be a
abangan
7th video
natin
for
yan.
Mod 7.
I think by
on
the time
10th of
This is really
people watch this, it's already out. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully.
see about that.
We'll see
We'll see.
Or we
if we were wrong. Just put a clown sticker.
But
We're
aside
used
from that,
to it.
there's
It's okay.
a drama, an app.
Well,
What else?
the
About
final parang yung upcoming is their tour.
Which
Map-
will they
which
come
show?
here?
Tour.
I don't think it comes from
I don't know.
Pulp.
I don't know.
Yes.
We're
Let us
still
know.
not sure.
Oh.
But hopefully.
Hello,
They
Miss Happy.
canceled na yung ibang dates, di ba?
Yeah.
Sa Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're first.
Yeah.
it was cancelled in
Korea.
Korea.
so.
They probably cancel it to other countries. No.
They don't know it.
Yeah,
There's,
we just
I think
know
there's a big
we're
question
probably
mark.
still watching over the
Yeah,
COVID
the-
stuff.
yeah.
So
I have yet to see my first K-pop concert. So I don't know who will be the first.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Well,
baka
prepare
NCT
for,
or Super M.
yeah, there's a.
Oh yeah, I kind of wanna Red
They're saying
Velvet
NCT might
also.
come here.
So any last
NCT.
thoughts
47.
or words about BTS before we go to our last segment?
It's impossible to
It's impossible to
all
end
of
this.
them.
love them.
We love
Yeah,
them.
I love them.
Love them.
Hearts for all of you.
Borahe.
Borahe.
You know what I mean?
No, what does that mean?
I purple you.
Purple.
Means purple.
Bora is purple.
Loving interest.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
New things, so many new things learned
You learn
on
something
this
every day.
episode.
That's why purple is the
The
Color for
Yeah, there are many like meanings behind.
Ang dami. Okay, so now we're down to our last segment of the show, which is the Pop Stop, which is our top picks and recommendations for anything pop culture or K-pop culture you consumed recently or would like to recommend. It could be any K-drama, K-pop, or BTS era that you'd like to recommend aside from what we've talked about today. I'll start, I guess. NCT just came out with the album Neo Zone.
Yes.
And it's
Super good.
It's like the
Good.
second half. Parang
great.
our block is kind of divided into two. Like, one is army, one is end citizens. So I'm like in the middle.
You can
be
be both.
you can be
We're
everything.
both.
Yeah.
But it's a really good
stream in
album.
between.
Yeah.
Stream everything. And it's a really fun album. Kick It is a great comeback
Kick It.
song. And the visuals of that music video,
Johnny.
dilawan talaga. Literally, ang
Both
ganda.
Black Swan and
Kind of have
Kick It
yellow.
have black and
tones.
yellow
Fang,
slash
fang
gold.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fang.
The thang, new thang.
Fang.
New
Do
thing.
your new thang. Do your new thang.
So that's pretty much it. I haven't seen anything else after Crash Landing on You yet. So I'm still I also watched Onward and it's a Disney Pixar movie.
Yeah.
And
Tom Holland.
it was cute.
Oh, that
I didn't watch it, but
Very fantasy. Ganun. Okay, next.
I'm still in Bangtan state of mind. So
Yeah, it's
I've
really
been
hard to-
consuming.
Which era na lang?
Which era would you
era?
recommend?
For new or for those that are not familiar, Love Yourself series is a good place to start. It's where I started in. So hope you try that.
There's a lot.
Sa akin, I'm super out of the loop with the pop culture na rin. But maybe if I could recommend BTS songs, maybe you should try the Japanese songs. They're really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
The original.
And all of them speak Japanese?
For you.
Basic.
Not for you.
basic,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
For
For
No
you,
Bashode.
Crystal Snow, Let Go. No,
I Like You Part 2.
I like you part 2. A lot cute. They have a lot of beautiful
Well,
Japanese
add
songs.
also, you can check out their SoundCloud.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
have
where
covers.
they release their new covers or
Mixtape.
mixtapes.
Mixtape.
So they have a lot
JJK1.
of songs that are not released official in Spotify.
Dang,
okay.
dang.
Stream dang.
The non-monetized songs are there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's free.
And
Yes.
for free.
For free.
For the love of art.
Yes.
It's mine. Okay. What if I just self-plug?
Yes. Woo.
Yeah, so I'm coming out with a new publication called Underdog, which
Yes.
is like also it's supposed to be a place where you can kind of yell about what you love. Like no holds
Like this show.
Right? So like this show but in publication form. So we're launching soon.
And I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Self-plug.
we feature Chola's Funko Pop collection.
Yes.
So, yes, watch out for that. You can follow us at Read Underdog on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah. So we'll be posting updates there.
Exciting stuff. I'm really excited to see
Yeah.
Underdog.
Yes.
It's Gabby's new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also another thing is like the Twitter account that I write for called Thank You But Disagree. TY but disagree.
This is the one with Elliot.
With Elliot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, follow that too. It's on Twitter.
This show has been cancelled, but and it's not
this show, but
no, not the show. The show I'm about to talk about
Hopefully
has
not.
been cancelled. It's not Korean at all, but it's a sci-fi show called Deadly Class. It has Lana Condor, totally different from her. Lara Jean, yeah. Also has Benedict Wong, if you
Wow.
know Benedict Wong. So Asians, but yeah, they're like totally
Where was this shown?
sci-fi.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think that's why it was cancelled because sci-fi isn't very popular anyway. But yeah, if you're into like kids killing each other.
That sounds so morbid.
They went
You're
there.
into
No, but
kids killing.
it's like it's a show about teens kind of learning how to be better killers. I know it sounds really weird, morbid, but it's really cool, and I like a lot of stuff about like teenagers. I like coming of age stuff, so it's kind of like that, but with violence and teen problems. Like, you know, the girls are fighting over a
problems
boy.
meet
You
knife.
know, yeah, exactly. That's one thing, and then the other thing I'd like to promote is Luna.
Yes, Stan Luna.
Stan Luna.
Stan Luna.
They're a girl group, Korean.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Anyway, they're a K-pop girl group made out of 12 members. Yes, their songs are really good. If you, their English, their Korean name is Idari Sonyo, which means Girl of the Month. That's
Because they had that concept
yeah,
when they were
their
introduced,
pre-debut
right?
project was they put out a member
song
every month, and then they also have subunits before they even debuted.
That was
whole
that's so cool to
Yeah,
me.
so it's just like
Even
a
up
really
till
cool
now.
marketing. Like no one's done that before. So yeah, listen to their songs. They have a newish album called Hashtag or whatever with their title
Pound.
track. So what? And they tackle like different genres like per album, and even their solo
What's
project.
this latest album?
Hashtag
What's the
or-
genre? I mean,
Well,
Kind of
they're
vintagey?
kind of girl crushy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
their other songs in the album are a little more reminiscent of their older songs also, except they have new producers and stuff. But yeah, a little more girl crush, a little darker than especially their debut, which was High High, which is super happy, poppy, fast. High. It's super high energy. This one's a little more, I mean, it's high energy, but dark. So yeah, Stan Luna.
So aside from BTS, lately I've been deep into this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but The Untamed. It's a Chinese drama,
Oh.
but
on
it
Netflix.
it's on Netflix. Yeah, The
okay.
Untamed. That's where I watched
Hello,
it.
Netflix.
Yes.
Always.
Ang dami ng self-promotion ng Netflix dito.
You should actually
Yes.
partner.
Yeah,
kasi
I'm trying to figure it out.
It's not. It's not explicit
Or is it like a
because
more-
Chinese censorship, but it's a drama adaptation of a Chinese novel na Boy Love.
Oh.
So it combines historical fantasy with with gorgeous boys who have this wholesome
And
relationship.
ilang episodes to?
It's 50 episodes.
50?
50 episodes of like 45.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Is it ongoing?
It's done.
Okay.
It took me a while to finish Chloe, and I love
that's
that
1
so
hour,
much. But
I binge watched
50
this
episodes.
How many minutes per episode?
around 45 minutes. And then I binge watched this during Christmas.
Oh,
And then after that, I read the novel. And then I read the manga, which is still ongoing from translations, but it's the most loyal to the novel. And then they also came out with a anime version. I forgot the term in Chinese, but there's an anime. And then there's a audio drama in
She is
Chinese.
real- she
It's
is real
very-
in.
Yes.
But how will you understand audio drama? Subtitles
They have
din, no?
subtitles. They have
Hirap
subtitles.
nun, ah.
It's a good thing because it came out in 2019. So by now, all of the materials are translated or being translated. So it's easier to consume them. Just find the right channels. And it's so... I love their relationship there because it's more wholesome than most hetero... more hetero, like, ships, mga content series right now. And it's surprising for me because I've stayed away from Chinese drama because of the campiness of it.
Oh, okay.
But here I withstood all the campiness for the plot.
Yeah.
It's that good.
So that's really interesting.
Yes.
I'll have to check it out.
It-
Hello again, Netflix.
Watch it.
So thank you guys for being here. It was such a fun episode. I learned so much about BTS. Of course.
Thank you.
And this will not be the first. It will not be the last
last.
K-pop episode we'll be having. Of course, NCT will be coming up soon. Hello to the N citizens out there. And we'll see from there where we go. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. Of course,
Reach this point.
if you've reached this point after how many listens or reached the end of the 2 hours on Radyo Katipunan, thank you so much for watching. Of course, all our previous episodes are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you stream your podcasts. Of course, they're also on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. We also have video episodes from there, and we have a lot of great other shows on the Radyo Katipunan lineup. So go check those out. Of course, follow us on social media. That's at Popcorn with Cholo, at Popcorn W Cholo on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and wherever you can find me, I guess. So go tell us what else you'd like to hear from the show. So thank you guys again.
Yay.
We'll see you next time. And goodbye.
This is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Chola Sediaren, as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munchin with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tungkol